And we are live. Hello, everyone. And welcome to our Sunday gathering, Sunday session of Divine Femininity United. I am Miss B, Dr. Bianca, Miss B. You know what I enjoy? Let me tell you something. And this is not laced in ego or arrogance or anything like that, but you know, the girl has worked hard, okay? And to be able to don the title doctor, she did that, okay? If you are not giving yourself celebration for the little wins, I don't know what you're doing, okay? The little wins, it may be small to other people, but it is huge to you. I know the hard work that it took me to get there. Hello. And I'm still inside of schooling and stuff like that. So right now I'm taking a course on gender and society, as well as children and adolescent psychology. Okay. So it's listen, ooh, child. Okay. It's not for the faint. It is not for the weak, but I am here for it. I'm telling you, because it's making me even better. And it's putting me in a better position to be able to serve you, the community, the people. All right. You all do me a favor. If you don't mind, I would love you forever for doing this. In fact, just know I love you forever anyway. I just want you to do this for me. Go ahead and hit share. I want to bring in some people here. I want to bring everybody that you can think of to this space so that we can talk about the things that we're talking about. We are on a forgiveness journey, and we're going through the book written by my coach, directly and indirectly, honey. Let me tell you something. Okay. This lady is a powerhouse. Okay. But let me tell you something about the nuggets that she drops, whether verbally out of her mouth or written in book form. Okay. She got gems. And this book that we are journeying through is Forgiveness. 21 Days to Forgive Everyone for Everything, written by Iyanla Vanzant. It is a New York Times bestseller. Okay. And she is a New York Times bestselling author. When I tell you this book is amazing, and we have journeyed all the way to day 16. Today, 16. Woo! Which means we've been doing some things, y'all. We've been doing some things, okay? We have been doing some forgiving. We have been doing some confronting. We have been doing some facing and healing and all of those things. We've been doing some things, and they have not been easy, but they've been necessary, right? And so with that in mind, I say let's go forge ahead, y'all. Let's do it, okay? Before we get off into the things with day 16, y'all already know I wanna go ahead and get out our Sunday announcements, okay? All right, thank you everyone for who's are here, who's Lord, the tongue tying and the twisting of the day. Thank you to those who are here. I appreciate you for being here. I appreciate you for sharing. If you have not shared, or if you are sharing, I appreciate you for sharing. But talk back to me, okay? Talk back. At any point, you can put your comments in. If I say something or read something that is resonating with you big time, feel free to share that. This is an open exchange. It's a dialogue, okay? So this is not just about me. Trust me, we're journeying together. I say it all the time. We, all of us, are only holding each other's hand, walking each other back home to our most highest, purest, best self. So I need you. You need me. This is a collective journey, okay? For real. I'm not teaching you or talking at you. I was just telling my mom this. I'm not talking at you. I am walking with you. Trust me on this. There's been some focuses here during this journey that I've been just like, Now, yep. God's still working on me, okay, with that right there. Seriously, there's been some areas where, they've been real tender, real still kind of feeling almost a little bit fresh, okay? And so I've had to work through those, but together we've been working together, okay? And so there are going to be some focuses that are not for you, but someone who it's for. Right. So that's what we're going through, journeying together. That's why it's important to share. That's why it's important to have these conversations. It's important to be effectively and actively listening communicating, understanding, gaining clarity, asking questions, all of that stuff. There's a content creator on here that says communication is our partner and clarity is our friend. Okay. The only way that we'll know real reasons behind a lot of people's words and actions is if we have that conversation. The conversations that we are so readily dodging all the time. We just want to dodge and run and skip and hop and jump, double dutch and crisscross, smack, flip, rub down. We don't want to face it at all because it's so difficult to hear, but it's easy for us, right? Hey, Jocelyn, welcome. It's easy for us to assume what someone is feeling and what they're doing and why they're doing it, right? Our minds, let me tell you something about this playground that our minds are. It will create an entire scenario in your brain that has nothing to do with what actually is happening. And guess what else? If we don't quiet that mind, and if we don't get the actual truth behind a circumstance or a situation, we will run off, like Plies say, run off on a plug twice. We will run away with that scenario that our brain told us, and we'll act as if it is actual factual truth. Do you know your brain can lie to you? You know why your brain can lie to you? Because we don't see situations for what they are. We see situations from where we are. Understand it. I'm going to say it again for the people in the bike. Okay? Not in the back, in the bike. We don't see situations for what it is. We, human beings, see situations from where we are. So if you are insecure, you're going to see everything through an insecure eye, and you're going to think everybody coming at you. If you are angry and not trusting everybody, trust me, you're going to see everything through a distrustful eye, and everybody is going to be your enemy and your ops, as they say today. And you're going to be paranoid, looking over your shoulder and not trusting nobody. You're going to be denying yourself of real life, true, vulnerable relationships because you don't trust anybody based on your past experiences. I'm here to tell you, unless you're dealing with that same person, you're not going to deal with that same situation. You are the reason you steadily deal with that same situation. You are the reason that you're steadily attracting that same caliber or type of person, because it's in you, my love. You are the magnet. I'm here to tell you, ain't nobody doing nothing to you except for you. Hello? Can we talk on Sunday? Today is Sunday, right? This church Sunday day, right? Okay. This is not church. Church is every day. Sunday is our messaging is every day. I'm just saying, today would be the opportune day to get some good messaging in. You are the reason why some of the things that occur in your life are occurring in your life. You are the reason why certain things are still coming your way. Change you, and you change what attracts to you. Change you, you change the scenario. Jocelyn on Clubhouse said, let us talk. Can we talk? Can we talk? Okay? Can we talk? That's the real deal, y'all. And y'all know me. For years, y'all been knowing me. I don't sugarcoat nothing. I am a confectionist. I do bake. I have a whole business. I do bake. I make candies and everything from scratch. But baby, today ain't the sugarcoating day. Today is real. Y'all know me. Y'all know me. I say what it is. I say what it ain't. A lot of times it don't feel good. Guess what? A lot of times it don't feel good when I hear my own words about me. But trust me, everything is laced in love. All things, good, bad, ugly, or indifferent, work together for our good. Even situations that you keep calling to yourself, they will continue to come. That's grace and mercy extending to you. They will continue to come until you get the lesson. And as soon as you get the lesson, guess what's going to stop coming? Those situations. That's the love. Love says, I know she can do it. I know he got it. I know he gonna get it. I know she gonna get it. So she got to keep going. Nope. Send her back through it. Send her back through it. Send it back to him, because they need to get it. You know why you need to get it? Not just for you, but you need to get it for your task and for your missions here on this earth. While you're breathing, you need to get it. Your purpose requires you getting it. You hear me? Your purpose requires you getting it. There's a reason why we were born here. And I'm here to tell you, I understand we all, the parents and all of that stuff and the spouses and stuff, we are honored to have those titles and to be in those roles and things like that. But I'm here to tell you that is not the reason why you are here. You are not here just to be somebody's mama. You are not here just to be somebody's father. You are not here to be somebody's wife and baby daddy and baby mama and sister and whatever the case, and daughter and son. That is not why you are here. Those are titles that you've obtained since being here. Hear me clear. But your purpose in this life, several purposes in this life, are tied directly to your alignment and you being healed and you being free and you being a light and you elevating the atmosphere everywhere you go, changing the hearts of the people wherever you go. Okay. Now, if that means that you had to be somebody's wife to do it, then that's what's up. If that means that you had to be somebody's mother to do it, then that's what's up. But that ain't the only reason why you're here. Hello, somebody. Hey, hi, hey. That's not the reason why you're here. Those are titles that you've obtained since being here. But there's an actual purpose and several purposes on your life before you got here that you are breathing for. And while you steady struggling and going around and round this merry-go-round trying to figure out and learn the lesson of this same one lesson that's taking you 12, 13 years to figure out, you're prolonging the fulfillment of your purpose. All right? So that's why we go through this journey together. Hey, DC, that's why we go through this journey together, because together we're going to help remove and eradicate those things, remove those things from our lives so that we can get back to the business of our being. Say it to tap your shoulder, tap the neighbor's shoulder and say, get back to the business of your being. Okay? Turn to the other side and tap their shoulder and say, get back to the business of your being. Okay? We done lost sight, people. I was scrolling trying to post about the marketing for this session here, right? And I'm looking at so many people. I couldn't go two thumb pulls, okay, or strolls without seeing every other person talking about Keke Palmer and her dress and Dressgate and her boyfriend, baby daddy / whoever he is, and his comments about, baby, let me tell you something. And everybody want to chime in. Let me tell y'all something. Y'all sure got a lot of time to mind other people's business. Ooh, we have a whole lot of time to mind other people's business. That girl's booty is her booty, okay? That girl's dress is her dress. I promise you, not a dime of my coin went over to that lady's dress, okay? Usher don't know who we are. She don't know who we are. The baby daddy has no clue who we are, okay? I'm trying to understand why we got so much commentary about other people's business, but yet we broken shells of human beings dealing with unforgiveness, angry, mad, can't be talked to, touched, hugged, loved on, can't apologize for nothing when we do wrong, can't own up to our own stuff, getting in our own way. Oh, there's plenty for us to talk about on our own, about our own self. But we feel the high holy need, to have so much to say about other people's business. I don't give two flies smash about that lady's dress. And don't ask me about what I think about that, what that boyfriend said about her dress. I don't care. That is between him, her, and them. Ain't got nothing to do with me. It don't make nor break nor shift, shake, shimmy my life. Okay? But if I give ear to it and entertain the mess, guess what? It's pulling away from my life. It's pulling away from my energy. You're giving yourself, how many times, how much do we have to stretch ourselves to other people? We're giving components. We're like dropping pieces of ourselves off to our energy. We're dropping pieces of ourselves off to all of these people around this world who couldn't care any less about you. How about we focus ourselves on the things of us? Get back to the business of your being. Your being. Okay? Hello. Man. Good Googa Mooga. Okay? Now, Miss DC says, hey, Miss B. She said, I'm back. This has been a remarkable real life simulation. Yes, ma'am, honey. Forgiveness on fleet over here. Come on with the forgiveness on fleet. Listen, I'm enjoying it too. Now, it's been some tight squeezes. I ain't gonna lie. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo. It's been some tight squeezes. Baby, this thing has had me in the chokehold several times. Trust. I forgive my brother and sister. Chokehold. Okay? I forgive I forgive men. I forgive women. Chokehold. You feel me? Okay? Choke hold. And I've had to go through the journey on my own. I had to go through it, y'all. Woo-wee. But listen, we got to do it. Because I don't know about you. I'm ready to be free of the stuff. Can we say that and mean it? Like for real, for real. How many are ready to be free of dealing with the stuff? Because I don't know about y'all, but some stuff, boy, I be tired of me, okay? Can somebody be real? Can somebody be real? For real, for real, for real. I be tired of me sometimes, okay? And dealing with the same stuff. Seriously, can we be free of the stuff? Do you love yourself that much? Do you love yourself enough to say, you know what? I don't know who listening. My mom and daddy might be listening, but listen, they know. I might slip a cuss every now and again. But I'm gonna say this: to hell with the stuff. I'm going for my freedom. I'm tired of not smiling. Come on here. I'm speaking everybody's truth right now. I'm tired of smiling and seemingly being okay, but not being okay for real. How many of you all is that? Okay? I'm tired of hurting in the same place. I'm good over here. I'm good over there. But in this place, oh man, I'm broken, man. I'm tired, yo. I'm tired. Can we be for real? Can we just be for real for once in our lives? That's what this journey is. Forgiveness for real. Letting go for real. Releasing for real. Come on now. Becoming free for real so that we can elevate for real. So that we can be real bright lights for real. So that we can make a change for real. Bring up the energy of this planet for real. Leave a lasting remark that can never be erased for real, because life is fragile and nobody knows when our last time is here. Nobody knows. So when you do leave here, what mark have you left here? How have you made a change here? What have you done when you have had ample opportunity to do it? Come on now. We got to maximize this thing we call life. We got to maximize this thing we call breath. Seriously, enough is enough. Jocelyn say, I am ready to be free of the stuff. Okay? DC say, she said she's listening now. She said, I thought weeks ago I was just listening in to support. People have been traveling hundreds of miles and I've had to stand flat-footed in my choice to forgive for real. You better stand flat-footed. Sometimes you got to stand immovable and be like, you know what? Y'all can go do y'all go. Y'all go have fun. Y'all go do y'all thing. But right now, me, I can't afford to do all of that. Because ain't no way in the world I'm about to continue to go moving about the country as if all is well when all is not well. Period, point blank. Can we be honest with self? That's what this journey is requiring of us. Being real with self. Because at the end of the day, when you take off all of that, stuff, all of the facades and the mask and everything that you're trying to prove to people that you are, and you get to yourself and you look yourself in the mirror, guess what you're left with? The raw, real truth of you. Are you pleased? Are you happy? Are you fulfilled? Telling the truth. Come on now. DC says, I am cleaning, genuinely doing self-support. Come on here. No longer looking to others to make it okay. Right? Because it ain't nobody else's job but yours. It's an inside job. Ain't got nothing to do with outside people. The only way that other people can take effect and do something harmful to you is if you give them credence and places to do it in. You have to give them a permission to do anything. No one can just do whatever unless you are a child and you have no way to defend yourself. With us of age, no person can come in and just have their way with you and you just now a victim of whatever. You have a choice in everything. So in order for somebody to be successful in doing so, it's because you gave them permission to do it. You forgot who you were. You forgot your power. You forgot what you are here to do. You forgot what your capabilities. Iyanla Vanzant said one day, she says, you're not tired enough. You ain't tired enough. Why are you still in that situation? Why are you crying every night? You got tear-soaked pillows at night. Why? Because you ain't tired enough. Why you keep coming to that crazy job that underappreciates you, underpays you, and you steady working, doing whatever, profiting their business, and you wore out tired? You ain't tired enough. Because once you get to a place of tired enough, you will actually do something about it. Period. You ain't tired enough. Because if you're like me, when it came down to my situation and me having to leave that circumstance and get out of that foolishness, I didn't know. I didn't know if I was going to be able to maintain the house that we was living in. I didn't care. I would rather sleep on a curb in a cardboard box that says Miss B is here, forward all mail here, than stay in that mess another day. I got tired. Now, year after year after year, family members trying to say, B, girl, what you doing? You no good. You don't deserve this. What are you doing? Year after year. And I made excuse after excuse after excuse. It wasn't until I got to that last day that I say, okay, this is when I'm tired. I'm tired. And I reached my point of being tired enough. And that's when I made a change. That's when action took place. And I wasn't coming off of it, like DC say, flat-footed. Are you ready for your freedom? Because it's only you that's going to grant the access to it to come to your life. That's it. That's all. Okay? DC said, at this juncture, knowing as I trace the road surface twists, turns, but this is my sojourn, my travels, I can do it. Yes, ma'am. You better come on and do it. And with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and play this commercial for the cruise, the upcoming cruise, the Sacred Woman Cruise. If you have not registered, get your information, get your information inside of the registration. And we have until, today is the 9th, 10th, 11th, 2 more days. 2 more days to get yourself in there. It is very inexpensive, you all. Get yourself on the cruise, okay? I'm going to run a commercial for those who are watching via video, and then I'm going to dictate it to those who are on Clubhouse. And here we go. right. Here we go. It is time, you all. It is time for us to go on this journey together. Forgiveness. 21 days to forgive everyone for everything. Okay. Day 16. I forgive my son or my daughter. I am entrusted with the gifts of God. The gifts of God are mine, entrusted to my care. God's trust in me is limitless. I am entrusted with giving happiness and love, doing God's will on earth. Only by sharing God's love for me, by loving all whom I will, I realize I have received the love of God. That is an excerpt from Prayer for a Course of Miracles Workbook, Lesson 335. Now, as you know, the way that Iyanla coaches and teaches, same way that I do, we join in with our own relatable, transparent story. This forgiveness story is brought to you by Iyanla Van Zandt, okay? And it reads, she was my baby girl, the last of 3. Like every other mother, I thought she was the most adorable baby in the world. She was also a good baby. She slept through most of the night and was never a fussy eater. Her brother and sister helped her to crawl around and stand up early. She started walking the same day her first 2 teeth showed up. The toddler years were easy. Her adolescence was basically uneventful. Then we hit the teenage years, and all hell broke loose. No matter what I said, it turned into an argument. She was the first of the 3 to be openly defiant. I think her siblings were as shocked as I was about the things she said and did. Following in my footsteps, she got pregnant at age 16. Although she finished high school, my baby girl decided not to go to college. She left home and lived with her boyfriend. I usually heard from her when she had a problem. This meant that there were weeks, sometimes months, when we didn't speak. In her mind, I was wrong about everything. In my mind, she was a disappointment. By the time she was 30, I realized that one of us needed to get off our position and mend the fences, or we would miss a lot more of each other's life. It's always the mother who has to give in. I promise you I did my best. She was having none of it. I was living in another state when I realized I missed my baby girl. Like so many parents, I had hopes and dreams and wishes for all of my children. I wanted so much for them and expected so much from them. I also had lots of opinions that I thought they needed to follow. My way was the best way. After all, I am the mama. As hard as it is to admit, I judged my children as good, bad, right, wrong, disrespectful, respectful, based on how well they walked the lines I had drawn. I tried so hard to keep them from falling and failing that I failed to give them what they needed to succeed. These were truths I had to face and deal with. I had to examine my opinions, judgments, and criticisms of my children, forgive myself, and ask them for forgiveness. More important, I had to see the best in them, no matter what they chose for themselves. The eldest 2 were more than amendable. They actually believed I had done the best I could. The baby girl, the one who was most like me, had a much harder time. She was suspicious and still very angry. She still didn't want my input. She was her own woman with her own way of being and her own life to live. Deeper into forgiveness I went. More judgments did I find. In the end, I realized that the more I forgave myself, the closer we became. And the closer we became, the more judgments I had to forgive. What's a mother to do? Man, that was short, but that was very powerful. That was very real too. Oh man, that was very real. A little too real, because Lord have mercy. That sounds like a whole situation that me and my mama have journeyed through almost my entire life. Now, almost my entire life. I think when I came of age, like maybe around that preteen age, around that age, is when I found my voice, right? It's when I learned how to say, what I didn't like. I learned how to ask questions and all of that stuff. Now, I will say this was learned behavior. Why? Where did it come from? My grandmother at the time, my mom's mom, she was alive until I was, 16, 15, 16, something like that. And I was around her a lot. My grandmother, very independent Capricorn. Oh, my goodness. Okay. You can't tell a Capricorn nothing. All right. They got it. They know it. Okay. They are focused and bottom line driven, So with my grandmother, she taught me independence. She taught me how to say what it is that I feel. She taught me how to think on my own. She taught me not, and I think it's because, no, I don't even, let me take the word think out. I know it's because of the journey that she lived. Because a lot of times coming up in Mississippi, Clarksdale, Mississippi, she was a girl that didn't have the schooling. Okay. She and her brother were out in the tobacco fields with her father, at very young ages. She went into relationships, marriages and stuff like that, had children at young ages, all of that stuff. She dealt with domestic abuse. She dealt with a lot of stuff. And my grandmother had to survive. Okay. But she was in some of these situations because her life and her livelihood and well-being was dependent on someone else. Okay. And oftentimes, a lot of things that she may have wanted to say. And of course, these are stories from her and stories after her passing that I got from, her children, my mom, aunts, uncles, and stuff like that. So a lot of things she wanted to say or wanted to do, but couldn't because of the situation that she was in. Okay. She taught me, don't ever do that. Okay. She taught me, you need to have your own money. Okay. I understand he may have this and he might be taking care of it, but make sure you have your own. Because in the event that you got to get up and get out, you good to do that. Okay. My grandmother has had to escape situations several times. All right. And she made it do what do by any means necessary. Okay. And she taught her girls to do the same. Now the boys, they went on the military, they did their thing. Okay. Living their life. But it was something about those girls, her girls and me, because I was the very first granddaughter out of all the grandchildren. Okay. Now, and I was the only granddaughter that she really had hands-on, input with, or imprint, was able to leave an imprint, because my other cousin that's right under me and my baby sister, they were still young. They were super young. Matter of fact, when my grandmother passed away, my baby sister was like 2, 1. So she didn't really have that interaction with my grandmother like I did. I got the bulk as the granddaughter. I got the bulk of grandma. Okay. And Lord, when I tell you I am her incarnate, I am her to the bone. I'm her. Okay. To myself, hermit mode all day long. I enjoy my quiet solace. All right. I'm not off in nobody's business. I got my own stuff that I need to focus on now. But if it gets to me, then trust and believe it's gone too far. And when it get to me, I'm ready to do something about it. That's always been me. So a lot of times, a lot of things don't make it my way because, they already know the executioner. Okay. She be ready to pounce and do. Okay. Especially when it comes down to my family. That's another thing I got from my grandmother. Oh, you, I don't care what you do, okay? But when you do what now about my family? Oh yeah, that's your whole head. I'm about to take your head off your shoulder. That in that order, okay? That's always been me. Plus, I'm a Libra in 5 places. Y'all know. Come on now. We love our people. And I'm a Cancer North Node. We love our people. And I'm a Capricorn Moon. We love our people. All right? And we going to do it. Listen, you got a whole lot of thug over here. about our people, especially our family, friends, loved ones, people we deem family, children, all of that. You don't even want what's that song? Not enough if you buck. You don't want no problem. Yeah. You can get crunk and yeah. Come on here. Don't do it. This that'll be a very bad day for you. Okay. That's me. But that was also her. So, but in my being trained and raised by her, because my mom worked a lot. So a lot of times I was, I had her. Grandma would talk to me about using my voice. Don't let nobody quiet you. Don't let anybody take your voice away from me. And to this day, I'm adamant about my voice. Okay? I'm adamant about my voice. You're not going to shut me up. I don't care who you are. You're not going to tell me that my voice don't matter. I don't care who you are. You're not going to tell me that I don't have a say-so, that my feelings don't matter. You're not going to do that. Okay? Period, point blank. Now, we were taught respect. But we were also taught respect has to be earned. Okay? And again, I don't care who you are. I don't care about titles. If you're not giving respect, you're not going to get respect. That's what I was taught. And it's crazy because a lot of times the recipients of that don't like how it feels. And me as a Libra, our nature is we don't like conflict, but we will take care of conflict if it comes our way. But trust is always coming our way. We're not kicking up nothing. Like I said, I enjoy private time. The less I know, the better. Seriously. But if it comes to my door and it's inaccurate or it's a bullying situation or is somebody trying to force an opinion on me or try to make me do something I don't want to do, then that's when we're going to get it handled. Trust me. So a lot of times that right there, that stance that I had coming up caused a lot of issues. It caused a lot of issues because it went against that stay in a child's place situation. Yeah, I never understood that part. Stay in the child's place. I can't help but to be in the child's place because I'm a child. You know what I'm saying? But I've always had the mindset that children are already children. What you're raising are adults. And if you teach a child to muzzle their voice as a child, then that's what they're going to do when they're adults. And they're susceptible to be in damaging situations where they want to say something but can't because they feel like if they do, they're going to be in trouble. You do understand that the things that the children undergo as children, you're programming them for their adulthood. Okay? This is what a lot of parents didn't understand at the time. They get it now, right? But here we are after the fact, in the aftermath, trying to recover. We're going through these circumstances right here. We're going through forgiveness journeys and stuff. Why? Because of the stuff that we had to endure and journey through from children. A lot of these things, these focuses that we've been going over in these weeks during this forgiveness journey are things that were embedded or had begun at childhood. Okay? These are pre-programmed traumas that we're breaking away from. This ain't nothing that just started yesterday. Right? So we're working through these things. And it takes a bunch to do it. It takes a lot to work through it because it took many, many years to get it embedded. So as a daughter, I totally relate to Iyanla's daughter. I do. But we're like computers, you all, especially here in this human being, flesh and bone, and this state that we're in. The only thing that we can output is what was put in, right? And Iyanla had to take a look in the mirror, and she had to say, "Listen, let me tell you something about this chick here, this daughter of mine. This daughter of mine gave me the flux. Guess what? Guess who else was a good baby? Me. Guess who else slept through the night? Me. Guess who else did good? Didn't have no issues, nothing. Was a good child. Me. Happy child. Smiling, laughing. Me. Until I learned and found my voice. Oh, that's when my mom was like, child, listen, give her back. Throw her back. I'm gonna trade her in. I want to trade her in. Listen, because I ain't gonna lie, I gave my mama the business. I gave her the business not intentionally. I gave her the business because I was taught to question, to ask questions, not just take what it is. Well, that's because I said so. Well, that's can you put some arms and legs on that, please? I mean, because if a child is asking you a question, that really means that they're looking for the wisdom behind it. Now, oftentimes, a lot of the parents will say, because I said so, or because that's what we do, or whatever, because they probably don't have an actual concrete answer. They were probably told the same thing, because I said so, and so we just carry that on generation after generation, perpetuating confusion and ignorance, right? But then when you get a generation that's asking questions, it's like, what? How dare you ask? What do you mean? Why? What do you mean? Because I said so. And stay in the child's place. No. My grandmother taught me we're not doing that. We're not doing that. Now, with respect, of course, ask your questions. But oftentimes, that wasn't not for our culture. Now, I don't know about other culture, but I know the Black culture. Who you asking? That's considered talking back to an elder. Who you talking back to? Talking back, and that would legitimately be my response. What do you mean? I'm not talking back. I'm not being disrespectful. I'm asking a question. Who you talking to? And we're really just looking for answers. We're looking for wisdom. We're gaining understanding. When did it become wrong to do that? Right? You rather me ask questions than to just be a silly woman, right? Because we got a lot of those out here. Silly women. Just going with whatever. And don't know how to ask questions because they weren't taught to ask questions. They weren't brought up that it's okay to ask questions. It's okay to use your voice. It's okay to not like something. It's okay to you can be a child and communicate that you don't like this situation. And it'd be okay. I will never forget. It was one time where my grandmother, I think I had said something. And my grandmother responded. I said something to my mom, and I think I forget the response that my mom gave to me. But it was like, again, one of, you a child, okay? You a child. I'm a grown up, whatever. And I remember my grandma was a few words, okay? She was. I think most elders are when they get to a certain age because they've lived, and wisdom says you gonna learn, okay? Wisdom says keep living. That's it. I ain't got nothing else to say. Because watch this. You going to run into that lesson all by yourself. And you going to run into that brick wall all by yourself. And then you're going to hear my voice just as clear as I'm talking right now. Okay? You're going to learn for yourself. But she said after that situation, she said, you're going to learn to listen to your child one day. You're going to learn to listen to your child. Let me tell you something, parents. It'd be a lot of wisdom in your children, okay? Because see, your children hasn't been tainted by insecurities and rejection and abandonment and hurt and self-loathing and self-sabotage and lack of self-love and low self-esteem. See, they ain't dealing with that yet, right? That stuff is taught, right? But when they're still young, and they're still pure, and they see something, and they say something, not meaning to be disrespectful at all, but they see something. They see things that you not seeing because you so blinded by this situation that you can't see your nose in front of your face, okay? And your child is speaking. and your child has something to say, and your child just might be trying to save your life, but we're so conditioned that you're a child, stay in a child's place. We're so conditioned that it's okay to muzzle your children. Let me tell you something. Your children, be clear. Yes, y'all had to do to get your child here, but be clear. That particular child that exhibits those particular traits was born to you to help you, not for you to input and make them another you. That's not, nope, you just missed the whole point. That child was born with natural abilities to you, for you, because that child is going to remind you of what to return to. That child is going to teach you how to be bold and confident again. That child is going to teach you how to express yourself, how to dance, how to laugh, how to be free, how to trust, how to surrender, how to allow, how to let go, how to forgive, how to love unconditionally. That child is here to bring you back to your most highest self before hurt and pain attached itself to you. See? But as parents, we miss it because we're too busy trying to make them what we want them to be instead of receiving them as they are. And then once they teach us how to return back to who we truly are and supposed to be, or who we once were, then from that elevated space, you raise them. Right? That's how it's supposed to go. That's how it's supposed to go. But again, because of generational programming, that's not how it's been. And here we are on a forgiveness journey, letting go and releasing and all of that stuff so that we can now return to our most highest sacred self. Right? In the dynamics of son and daughter, to mothers and fathers, there's a lot of what parents, and again, I'm only speaking from a daughter perspective because my son is not in the land of the living. So he didn't do anything that I need to forgive. I love my son endlessly. Okay. Him, even in the brief months that I had with him in my womb before I birthed him, the fact that I could hear his heartbeat, that right there, I thank him for allowing me to hear that. I thank him for moving around in my womb. I thank him for choosing me. I thank him for doing that. Although I wasn't able to walk home with him after I delivered him, I thank him for the experience that I had, because guess what? That will be the only experience I have of carrying life. I didn't have a child before him. Okay. And I'm in my 40s. I'm not going to have a child after him. Okay. I said what I said. All right. I did say though, unless, if, okay, if a child is conducive for me completing my journey here in this life, so be it. But if not, I'm good. I promise you. Okay. Child. Okay. It's not impossible. As long as I have a cycle, child, it ain't impossible. And she's still having one. Lord have mercy. Okay. That was a little side tangent, y'all. I'm back. I'm back. Everybody calm down. Okay. Everybody relax. But my son gave me an experience that I had never experienced before and have not experienced since. So for that, I'm grateful. I'm thankful to my child. And guess what? He ain't gone nowhere. He's not gone. Listen, y'all, I say this all the time, and I need us to understand this. We come from spirit into the physical, back to spirit, never dead. Understand, this is why it's important to venerate ancestors, and this is why we can feel and remember and all of this stuff, because ain't nobody gone nowhere. That physical body, sure, but that energy, because we're all energy, That energy is yet still fully functioning and around. Okay? All right? That ain't witchcraft, demonic. That's real. That is very real. Trust. All right? Call it what you wanna, but you're missing out if you're not understanding that. Seriously. I don't grieve. Not anymore. Not that now that I have the understanding of what death is still life. Death is still life. All right. So with that being said, my son, I don't have any qualms with him. I have no anger with my child because I still have experience with my child. Now, I will say though, as a spiritual mother, I got some issues now. I have some hurts from spiritual children that I have just been, oh my God. The hurt, the pain, because if you know me, when you call me mama and I call you son, daughter, or whatever, I mean what I say. Everybody don't have the privilege of wearing that title. Trust me. Okay? I don't use, how people, they call friends, oh, that's my friend. Hey friend, hey son, hey brother, hey, I don't do that. Nope. Hello, associate. I don't do that either. That's trifling. But I do not call people I don't call them, friend and son and mama and daddy if you ain't that. Okay, be clear. Be very clear. All right. So if I call you son and I call you daughter, that's what I mean. But if you exude attributes and you show me another something, if you show me something different than that of a son and that of a daughter, I'm not going to chase you. I'm going to believe you, right? Maya Angelou said it. When a person shows you who they are the first time, you believe them. The first time you believe them. I believe you. I'm not here to change you. I'm not here to alter you. I'm not here to make you like what she said she had to do with her daughter. She wanted to do with her daughter. I'm not here to make you more, what I want you to be. No. You have every right to be exactly what you want to be. But I have every right to not be connected to that right there, okay? Because who you choose to be is no longer conducive to what I want, right? And so just like you have every right and freedom to do what you want to do, I have a right to not be around that. I have a right to not be connected to that at all. Because where I go, if my presence and if my life and if my gift and my abilities are not elevating you, then what am I doing? What are you doing? What are we doing? I don't have space savers. Even with my mentees who I coach, I give them 1 year. At start time, I say, now, this is day 1 of 365 days. After 1 year, there's nothing else that you need me to walk you hand in hand through. After 1 year, you should be fully equipped and aware to bring healing to self, to edify self, to encourage self, to motivate self, to pray for self, to affirm self. Hello? You should not. Let me tell y'all something. And I know. I'll just ready yourself because hey, if you got tissue paper feelings, you might want to, go take a pee break or something. There's no reason, and I'm going to say this with my whole chest. There's no reason you need to be following up under a single person or persons for years and years and years and years and years. Cause baby, what are they doing? What's going on? Like, unless y'all just visiting and y'all just got a connection, and that's cool to have a connection and go stop through and hang out with every now and again. But there's no reason that you should be up under somebody's tutelage and mentorship for 20, 30 years. No reason. Because at some point, you should be able to stand on your own. It's called being off the milk and onto the meat. Feeding yourself. Ain't nowhere in the world. There's a pastor that I used to sing with. His name is Reggie Royal. They were out in him in London, Royal, his wife, out in Chicago. We used to sing together when we was kids and coming up and stuff like that. But he has a church called Lifeline Church. Okay. He said, look here, don't keep calling my phone talking about you need prayer. And I done prayed for you 32 times. Nope. Oh, nope. DC say, oops. She said, I done did it again, Miss B. She say, you hit it in the head. I have to forgive spiritual children. Yes, a child, I was ready to hang up my mental cap. Listen, I'm telling you the truth. Some of them can really, huh? Baby, I have several spiritual children, and I've had to release several. You understand me? And I mean that. I mean freely release. And I talked to them about it. And I said, listen, there's no more that I can do for you. There's no more. I don't have space savers. I don't need a crew and a posse. Y'all need to be leery of those leaders that need a crew and a big, huge congregation and all of this stuff to follow them. You know what I mean? You follow me. I get the message from the Most High, and then it's up to me to give it to you. No, clown. I'm sorry. I mean it, clown. It's up to you to teach them how to hear from them for themselves so that they no longer have to come through you, clown. That's someone that needs popularity, okay? They need their congregation to build up their self-esteem and their worthiness, okay? You don't need that. You need to get with someone that knows how to empower you and knows how to show you how to ignite your own abilities to get the understanding and the insights and the wisdom and the downloads for yourself, so that you no longer need anybody outside of you, because it's always, and it always will be coming from within yourself. You don't need anybody outside of you. Once you exercise that muscle, that discernment, that intuition, that alignment, that connection, that relationship with your own self and spirit for yourself, you don't need 19 other people to go and pay them and do. Come on, man. Listen, that's a whole nother sermon. Y'all ain't ready for that today. Because I'm finna step on toes and listen, I love people. I love you. I do. But I told y'all know me. I'm not here to sugarcoat nothing. I'm a confectioner. But today, the bakery is closed. Okay? We ain't sugar nothing. DC say, doing work I have not done over 23 years since we used to meet with your mentor Iyanla at the Apollo. See? She says, a lesson for me doing the work is perpetual. Yes, thank you, because that's just it. They don't want to leave the nest. Come on. I began to read that as narcissistic behavior, and it is. Teach, preach, teach. She said, I'm at work listening and cooking in between calls. Baby, it is. It is narcissism at its best. Like, come and vow to me and listen to me and come to my altar and pay me and instead of me serving you, instead of me teaching you how to ignite your own fire. That way you can move out the way and let the next person that needs somebody to show them how to do this stuff, let them have the seat. You going on about your business. You should be, go ye into all the world and do what you here to do. Get out my face, okay? Asking me for stuff. No, go. Please and thank you. Even down to when I owned my salon before COVID. I owned my salon and I had a whole staff. I told them, you got 1 year in this chair. 1 year, because I was a teaching salon. I'm an instructor. You got 1 year in this chair. 1 year. Okay, you got 1 year. Somebody on Facebook, Latwell, hello, said amen. Okay, you got 1 year in my chair, in this chair, renting this chair, right? After 1 year, you should be well able to step outside of here and go start your own business. If you cannot in 1 year, now I'm not gonna push you out unless you're ready. But in 1 year, you should have gotten and received everything by way of lived experience and example, because I'm right there with you, teaching you step by step. I'm talking about from parting to braiding, okay? To installing and color and cuts. And you're learning hands-on with me. Trust me. If after 1 year you ain't ready, then I don't know if there's anything I can give to you. I don't know if I can help you. Everything after this got to come from you. And that's how it is. And unfortunately, that's not just with spiritual parents, that's with actual parents. Because it's like some parents feel a sense of ownership over their children. You understand what I'm saying? You my child. You my son. You my daughter. Actually, I am not. I don't belong to anyone. Okay? Now, I came through your vessel, absolutely. I was born to you because there are things in you that I require for my purpose. And there were things in me that you need for your purpose. But we don't belong to anybody. Okay? That's a fact. So they feel that, or we all feel that, you know, there's this, like, you must do and you must be how I want you to be because you belong to me. No, that's how a lot of leaders behave. You belong to me. And some leaders, even in some companies and stuff like that, they have like a no compete clause. You belong to me. Okay, what I taught you, you bet not go and demonstrate it nowhere else, because it'll be a direct conflict and you will be taking what I gave you. Well, that's the point, clown. What you want? Okay, so you're saying that anything that you give me, I have to utilize it here in this place, or how you want me to. Otherwise, you gonna sue me if I try to do it, go out here and utilize what I've been taught. What's the point of teaching? What is the point if you're not empowering someone to go and do it on their own? Okay, that's another sermon too that y'all ain't ready for. I'm just saying, I don't need a posse. I don't need a crew. I need you to be the very best self that you need to be. But I also want you to get out of my face. Love you, mean it. I promise you I do. But I want you to go about your business now. Okay? Make room for somebody else. Make room for somebody else. Shift out. Mature and graduate. Right? Go on now and do your thing. Do it well. And not only that, continue your education outside of here. Because what I have, I can only take you so far. Parents, what you have, you can only take your child so far. Children, what your parents have, you can only get so much. That's why a collective of people is necessary, right? I will say this. I didn't get the birds and the bees conversation from my mother. I didn't get the birds and bees conversation from my father. I didn't get what a good man is from my mother, or what a good man is from my father. You know how I learned? Number one, experience, okay? Trial and error, a lot more of error than anything else. But it took other people entering my life, like namely, number one, my grandmother. She taught me the value of virginity and not giving of my body to anyone unless they were deserving and worthy of it, right? So just because it didn't come from my mother doesn't mean that it's not going to come from somewhere. That's why there is no ownership in parenthood or ownership in childhood. No, I belong to the village. I belong to all beings, because at the end of the day, when we see ourselves, I am you and you are me, right? Even parent and child. I am you, you are me. We're all living the exact same life in the same universe, same space and time. I'm just living it from where I'm sitting in Columbus, Georgia, you know, and in my journey. You're living it from where you are, but we're living the same life. But it takes communication. It takes openness. It takes ready to receive, ready to listen. We're in that time right now too, y'all. Planetary placements, we're in that time. If you're not following me on Facebook, I don't know what you're doing, because I talk about all of the planetary placements, astrology, astronomy. I talk about all of that, okay? And the placements that we're in right now. Right now is a pertinent and pinnacle time for us to be able to hear, be able to understand, be able to respect other people's thoughts and perspectives, and be able to communicate our own concisely. It's also the time to swallow pride and lay your defense and your offense down. Because if you're so busy huffing and puffing, you're not going to hear the golden thing that you need for your season right now. Okay? It is very important to understand that in any relationship, that content creator that I mentioned earlier, he says relationships are where we go to learn and grow. It don't mean romantic relationships. It means all relationships, because understand that everything good, bad, ugly, or indifferent, it works together for our good. So that means that every person that has come across our paths, whether by way of work, romance, biology, family tree, passing by on the train, or those small conversations at the coffee shop, it doesn't matter. Every single person that has crossed your path or entered your life is there with a purpose attached to them for you. But if you're so busy trying to control the dynamic of the relationship, you're going to miss the thing that they came to give you. I really hope that people are listening to what I'm saying right now. I hope you're getting it. I really do. Receive. Put yourself in a place of surrender to the order of the universe and what's going on. Put yourself in a position to surrender to, so that you can receive from. You ain't got to control everything. I swear for everything, you ain't got to control everything. You don't. You do not. Okay? There's a very powerful spiritualist on Facebook that I follow and support. Her name is Oya. Listen. She posted this morning and I shared it. She says surrender has opened more doors than resistance ever will. Let go and trust in divine unfolding. Surrender has opened more doors than resistance ever will. You need to understand that in order for you to gain any and everything out of this lived life, you gotta allow the life and the process and the journey to happen instead of controlling it. When we're in the water, if we went man overboard, I'm going to tell you something. I know fear will probably grip a lot of us, right? And fear will cause us to do all types of panicking and swatting and kicking and all kind of stuff. But do you know that resistance is the reason why so many people drown and die? That very water that if we just release and allow and become light as a feather, and float on the top of the water, can carry us to safety if we just allow it to and surrender to the currents of the water. Surrender to the motion of the ocean and let the ocean carry you. Become light as a feather. Or you can try to control the dynamic and kick and swat and swing and punch and gasp for air, and then you succumb to the element that could have saved you. The very same water. That's the same thing in all dynamics. If you don't allow the individuals, son, daughter, mother, father, whatever the dynamic, if you don't allow that individual to pour into you what's in them to pour, you're going to miss it because you're too busy trying to control the pour. You're trying to control what's in the pitcher, what's being poured. You're trying to control the vessel that is being poured in. You're trying to control how much is being poured. You're trying to control the whole thing. And you're missing it, which is why you're still in the same situation you're in. Okay, I'm going to move on. Here we go. You always know during this journey, there's daily forgiveness process reminders, okay? Okay, I lied. Let me go back to it. Okay, real quick. Parents, if there has been tumultuous relationships between you and your son or daughter, from your perspective, because that's the only perspective that you have, that's the only one that you can control, that's the only one that you can gain honest understanding from, right? Because you're the only you. Examine that for yourself. Figure out, what is it that I'm hurt about? Identify that. And when you identify that, go over the situation, right? Go over the scenario that made you feel this way and play back the components. And then when you play back the components, dissect it in categories like, okay, what actually happened versus what I thought happened or what I perceived happened. Because remember what I said at the top of the hour. We don't see situations for what it is. We see it from where we are. So when we dissect that situation that we so adamant and mad about, we so mad and feelings hurt, dissect that situation and separate it in categories of what it is versus what we saw, and get to the truth of the matter. And then when you get to that category about what you saw and how you took it, examine that. Why did I take it this way? Because in order for someone to take offense, it requires an action on your part. You got to actually do the taking. You can really not take the offense. You know that, right? You can leave the offense right where it is. In order for you to be offended, you have to be the one that takes the offense. Whether somebody gave you offense or not. If you see offense, you the one that actually have to take it in order for it to take effect in your life. Okay, I'm getting a signal weakness or something like that. Okay, there we go. Yeah, so do better about doing that. And when you examine the circumstances, you will come to know that a lot of the stuff that you were angry about, that you felt so hurt about, and just so this and so that, you will examine it and be like, wait, okay, so, okay, y'all, all right, everybody just calm down, okay? I might have been tripping a little bit. I might have been in my feelings. It was me. It was me. I'm sorry. It was me. You're right. Okay, my bad. I quit. Right? A lot of the situations that will occur will probably be that. It probably would be that. It probably is not what you thought it was at all. Nowhere near. Change your perspective of a thing, you'll change what you get out of it. All right, here we go. Daily forgiveness process reminders. Understand that in each focus that we're doing, it's really giving me a funky low signal situation on Clubhouse. I mean on StreamYard. StreamYard been bugging y'all, and we pay for this service, okay? So they're gonna be hearing me, okay? But you always want to, before you go into these statements, you always want to find yourself in a quiet place, okay? Get yourself to yourself, right? Where you're not disturbed or distracted for at least about 30 to 30 minutes to an hour. In fact, we should be doing that anyway, to kind of get ourselves to ourselves, have a sit down, still moment, quiet moment, a grounding moment. We should be able to do that, okay? to be able to still your mind, get yourself in a meditative state or whatever the case. Still yourself so that you can hear, so you can really dissect and be honest about the situation, okay? You got to read through the forgiveness prayer. If you have the book, then you already have these tools. You already know. If you don't have the book, let me know. I'll send it over to you. Okay. You're going to write down your 12 forgiveness statements, which we're going to go over in a minute. Okay. So if you don't have your notebook or your journal or your pen, get it, because this is going to require you to do some action. We got to get this done, y'all. We got to do the work. We got to do the work. Even the Bible says faith without works is dead, being left all by itself. You can say all day, I want a better relationship with my child. I want a better relationship with my daughter. I want a better relationship with my son. And you just put it out in the air, but you ain't did a work. You ain't called nobody. You ain't made no text. You ain't said, come on, let's sit and meet. Let's cook. Let's eat. Let's go somewhere. You ain't did nothing. No work or nothing. You ain't owned what you did. Come on. Right? We got to do the work. All right. And then you're going to complete the day's practice and acquire reflection. You always want to reflect after every day. You want to sit and reflect, get your journal and stuff like that and reflect on the day. Reflect on what just took place. What happened? How did I perceive what happened? What did I do? What was my actions? What was the actions of anybody else? What did I get out of today? What lessons did I learn today? And then meditate on those things and say, okay, tomorrow, a new day. If we're blessed with tomorrow, new day and a new opportunity to apply these lessons, right? Okay. And then also always be sure to do something good for yourself. Especially when you have come to a revelation or a place of healing. Be sure to do something good for yourself. You're deserving of it. Okay. All right. I forgive myself for judging my son and my daughter. Today's forgiveness practice is for parents who have judgments and disappointments related to their children, even if they are adults. Parents often have dreams for their children that are not the same as the dreams the children have for themselves. When children strike out on their own in their lives, doing things differently than the parents would do them or advise them to do, it can cause a breakdown in the relationship. Parents forget that their children, especially adult children, are under no obligation to walk their path. Today's practice offers parents the opportunity to free themselves and their children from customs, traditions, rules, and regulations that may have them bound to dysfunction. Work on each of your children for one complete practice. Okay. So if you're a mother of 5, if you're a father of 2, you're going to do these for each child. Okay. Now, if you got 7, 9, 12, then, hey, somebody was busy. It's called Rolling Stone. Okay. All right. I'm going to mind my business. Hey, be fruitful and multiply. Okay. All righty. Work on each of the children for one complete practice. Okay. Don't be afraid to be absolutely honest. You got to be honest. In order to get the work out, you got to be honest. Okay. All right. Here we go. The prayer of forgiveness. Blessed and divine Father God, holy and merciful Mother God, thank you for trusting me with the tasks and duties of being a parent. Thank you for the blessing that my son and daughter is in my life. Thank you for establishing and sustaining a bond of love between us that cannot be broken. That is life-sustaining. That is whole and holy. Today, I ask that you will bless my son's and daughter's mind to be free from all doubts in himself and herself and in you. Bless my son and daughter with a kind heart. I ask that you write your will upon his and her life and heart and call it into his and her mind according to our perfect timing. I ask that you give my son and daughter courage and wisdom. Give him or her strength. Give him and her the desire to do what is good and right at all times, in all situations, and under all circumstances. Thank you, God, for allowing my child even more than I do. Thank you for protecting my child, our child, from all hurt, harm, and danger. Into your hands I commit him and her. I rest in thee. I let it be, and so it is. All right. And moving on to the forgiveness statements. Here we go. Grab your pen, grab your paper, journals, wherever you're going to write your statements out, okay? Now, as you all know, there's always a prefix in every section. We have the I forgive my mind for thinking. I forgive myself for judging, and I forgive myself for believing. Again, if you have several children, you're going to do these statements. You're going to write 12 statements per child. So you're going to be a writing soul, okay? A writing soul, but that's all right because it's necessary. All right. I would say start with the child that has given you the most flack. Okay. start with the child that came to mind when you read this statement that said, I forgive my son and daughter. Start with that child. Okay. Because that's the one. Or several ones, whichever one. Start with that special one. Okay. And then work your way down to the easier ones. All right. Okay. Go sit down. All right. I got the babies around here, y'all. Okay, so here's an example of the I forgive my mind for thinking statement. Okay, here we go. I forgive my mind for thinking I have somehow failed my children because they have not lived up to my expectations. That's a real statement that I'm quite sure several parents have had to say, okay? I forgive my mind for thinking I have somehow failed my children because they have not lived up to my expectations, okay? Now, each sentence that you're going to write, you're going to begin with, I forgive my mind for thinking, okay? Four sentences. I forgive my mind for thinking. All right. Now, what you put after that is totally up to you, but you're going to complete the sentences. I forgive my mind for thinking blank about my son or daughter. You're going to do that 4 times. And each statement is going to be a different statement. I forgive my mind for thinking blank about my son or daughter. Okay. Okay. Remember, you're doing this 4 times per child. Okay, I forgive my mind for thinking blank about my son and daughter. Now we're going to go over it roughly here, and of course, after we finish, you're going to sit with this on your own, and you gotta focus on the intensity. How are you feeling? What are the emotional triggers behind your writing? Like, because a lot of us, we can read through this or write these statements and say this stuff, and it causes a little tinge in our belly and be like, ooh, wait, what was that? Or something in our heart. My mother and I was talking a couple weeks ago about my grandmother, and I'm talking, and before you know it, there was a lump in my chest, and I'm like, hold on, wait a minute, what's this? When those things happen, you gotta honor yourself, and you gotta find out what that is and where that trigger is coming from. Why you feel this way? Why is this lump here? Why is this lump in your throat? Why do you feel the emotion in your belly? So as you're writing these things, trust me, you're gonna feel those things, especially if you're starting off with that child that's the most special. Okay, all right. Now the next set of statements is, I forgive I forgive myself for judging. I forgive myself for judging. Right? That's the prefix. I forgive myself for judging. Here's an example. I forgive myself for judging my son or daughter for not finishing school and working in a dead-end job. I forgive myself for judging my son or daughter for not finishing school and working in a dead-end job. That's a good one. All right. So now the 4 statements that you're going to say for your own specific customized statements is going to begin with, I forgive myself for judging my son or daughter for. That's number 1. The next statement, I forgive myself for judging my son or daughter for not blank. Okay, you're going to finish it. And then the third is, I forgive myself for judging my son or daughter when blank. When as in WHEN, when blank. And then last, I forgive myself for judging my son or daughter because blank. All right. Now, again, if you don't have the book, you need the book, you let me know, and I will send the book over to you. Especially with us being in the final stages or whatever the case, I'll send the book over to you at no cost to you. It's not a problem. Now, if you want to give a love offering, you can, but it's not required. In fact, I would love to receive love offers because I'm consistent, y'all, with this work now. Okay. Hook a sister up, bless me. Hello. All right. Good Lord. But it's okay. It's not required, but I will receive it, and you will be highly blessed because I am great soil to sow seeds in. Hello. All right. But I will say, with these statements in here, this is totally up to you. It's based on your specific customized statements and what you feel that you need to forgive yourself for judging your child for doing. Okay. Now here we go. The next statement, the final four, it starts with, I forgive myself for believing. Okay. I forgive myself for believing. So the example statement here is, I forgive myself for believing my son or daughter has dishonored me as a parent. That's heavy. Because I'm quite sure there's a lot of parents that feel this way. I forgive myself for believing my son or daughter has dishonored me as a parent. Whew, that's deep. That's deep. Okay. Now, when you begin your statements, it's going to begin with, I forgive myself for believing blank about my son or daughter. And that's what the four statements are going to say. I forgive myself for believing blank about my son or daughter. Okay. And you're going to fill it in 4 different times. Again, keep in mind, parents, if you are parents of multiple children, you're going to do this per child. Per child. So don't lump them together, because you need to do some customized forgiving. Okay. So that you can get back to the relationship that you should be having. All right. And of course, after that, you're going to go into the tapping sequence, to do the actual therapy. Now, if you don't want to do this by yourself, I absolutely do tapping sequence therapy. Okay. I also do, self-love therapy. I also do just actual therapy, cognitive behavioral therapy, and things like that. If you need help with doing it, because some hurts are very difficult to release. You ain't gonna do it in one. This is why this book, 21 days to forgive. Listen, she talking about days. I had to put weeks in between us, okay? Because I know that some of these focuses are not going to be a day-long process. Some would be, but some are not. And so what we have to do is ensure that we have enough time, we give ourselves enough room to breathe, because some of these focuses and some of these topics, they're so heavy that you can't really focus on it today. You tried and it's just too much. You just might have to come back to it tomorrow, okay, or the next day, and be like, okay, now I can tackle this. But anytime before that, Some things you need days to work through. Okay. So if you need help with your tapping sequence and tapping therapy, you let me know and I will work it out with you. Okay. Now here's a reflective statement here. It's by Desmond Tutu. And it reads, forgiveness says you are given another chance to make a new beginning. Forgiveness says you are given another chance to make a new beginning. You are given another chance, and you are giving another chance to make a new beginning. How many of you all want to make a new beginning? How many of you all want to start new today? Today. I'm going to tell you something. And I know we haven't put it out there yet in public, but our family lost one of our younger cousins just yesterday, night before last. Just graduated high school, getting ready for college and stuff like that. And she died in a car crash. Okay. Meanwhile, my family just left her presence the week before, coming from our biannual family reunion. So having a good time with her, whatever the case. And now she's gone a week later. Life is very fragile, you all. Okay. Now, I didn't say that to get all of the condolences and this and the third. Like I told y'all, I deal with grief a little different than everybody else does. Okay. It's sad. Absolutely. Right. It's because it's unexpected. You know what I mean? But you all know I deal with grief a little differently than others. But I said that to say this: life is fragile. And what we don't want to do is to have someone to leave us and we not get a chance to do this work, forgiveness work, right? Release work. I know too many people that I'm coaching through right now that has so much guilt that they're carrying because they did not have a chance to bring closure or healing or forgiveness while someone was in the land of the living. Now, they don't quite understand that, like I said, from spirit to the physical back to spirit. They don't understand that that energy is yet alive, and they can still do the work, and they can still speak to this individual, and it will be as if they're still sitting here. They don't understand that concept as of yet. They still carrying the idea that life only is limited to flesh, right? And so I have to work with them on that level, and then when they're ready to evolve, then I can work with them on a higher level. But they carry a lot of guilt, right? And my hope is that even with my cousin, that, there was no unresolved matters that she had to deal with, or that anybody, who somebody had unresolved matters with her, because that right there in and of itself can attach itself to our lives so heavily that it restricts us from fully being who we truly need to be, because we're bound by shame and guilt, which are low vibrating energies. Okay. Those are the energies attached to this planetary realm. Shame and guilt and anger and unforgiveness and rage and all of that stuff. Low self-esteem. And those are not the energies of us. We didn't come from a place that held that type of energy. We came from a place that came from the love level and above. Love and above. Love and above. That's why when everybody want to make God out to be this gangster thug that's gonna kill everybody and open up this and open up that ain't how God moves. That's how y'all move, and that's how, again, people don't see a situation for what it is. They see it from where they are. God ain't doing no judging like y'all judge at all. When God judges you based on how God created you, from love, right? All that other stuff, some of these, really a whole lot of people you can tell who don't really know who God is, who don't really truly know who the I am is, who the infinite intelligence is, who source is, who the Almighty is, because they speak out of a place of ignorance. That is not how God operates. So to perpetuate that and keep telling folks that tells me that you really don't know who God is for yourself. Again, that's a whole nother subject at hand that the people ain't ready for. Okay. That place right there of anything less than love is not where you come from. That's foreign. That's a foreign energy. It's a foreign entity that you have allowed into your being. What I say to you is release it. Elevate yourself. Okay? Identify why you allowed that energy in. Identify why you feel this way. Because again, because we are 100% human as well as 100% spirit, we have to acknowledge the human stuff. So give your human self the satisfaction of focusing and acknowledging those energies and those feelings. Go through it, feel it, talk about it. But then when you finish all of that, choose to let it go so that you can elevate yourself, rise up, and walk in love and love only. Even if the other person don't. That's T right there. Now that's the key. Okay? Can you elevate and walk in love even if the other person don't? That takes some type of masterful training. I'm gonna tell you something. You know what I mean? Now I will say I've come to a place where I am able to do so with certain people. Okay, so I'm working through the whole process of, connecting to people, but detaching from all of the extra stuff. Being connected, but not attached. Being connected, but not attached. If you follow my Facebook page and you saw a couple weeks ago, I talked about that. Being connected, being deeply connected, but not deeply attached. Okay. So that when, like, say, for instance, with my cousin that passed, because we're deeply connected, we can feel, right? We can express how she will be missed. But we can also, because we're not attached, we can also continue to live after her body has left this place. You understand what I'm saying? A lot of people don't know how to move forward because they're too attached to this place right here, or the people right here, or the things right here. If those things were to leave you right now, how would you be? Right? There's a lot of people who have people pass away, and then a couple of months later, they pass away. Why? Because what is called dying of a broken heart. They were too attached. They were both connected and attached, and they didn't know how to find their way outside of this being, outside of this situation, outside of this circumstance, outside of this, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, and it doesn't mean that death is no, this means the death of all things, the death of a relationship, the death of a job, the death of one season and walking into another. The death of one is always the life of another. I always see it that way. The ending of one thing is always the beginning of something new, something fresh, and probably something better. All right? And then we just show gratitude to what was. We show gratitude to what that time and season, that thing or person or place was in. We show gratitude to that moment. We show gratitude to what came from it. And then we move on being bigger, I don't want to say better, bigger, better, wiser as a result of experiencing that person, place, or thing. That's how we do that. All right. That's how we do that. All right. You all listen, that was today's message here. Let me tell y'all what we're going to do next week. We are going into day 17. Day 17. Day 17 says, I forgive others. Okay. Others like friends and frenemies, family, co-workers, bosses, acquaintances, and even strangers. Okay. All of them fall in the others category. Okay. And the message behind that says, I offer only miracles today, for I would have them be returned to me. God's gift is love. Love can only create itself. Today, I choose to give only love, because love is all that I want to receive. That is day 17. I forgive others, friends or frenemies, family, co-workers, bosses, acquaintances, and even strangers. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. That's a real thing too, y'all. Okay. All righty. Listen, if you do not have the book, okay, like I said, I've been saying all session long, to receive your ebook of our reading material, inbox us with your email address and we will forward it over to you. Okay. It is not too late to get your book at this juncture. I mean, it was only $5 to get your e-copy. However, because, we're 17 days and 21 days. Okay. You might as well get the book. Just go on and grab it, honey. Okay. Alrighty. Visit my website, you all. It's all, if you're listening on Clubhouse, it's in my bio. If you're listening and watching via video, Facebook or YouTube, then it's on the on the screen. Okay. Or you can send me an email at info@biancamissblee.com. Do that. Put yourself on the mailing list as well, so you can receive the newsletters that come in. I always send the planetary placements and things like that, newsletter, encouragement, motivation, updates and announcements and things like that, like the cruise that we're going on and stuff like that. Purpose wear also. Yes. Okay. So let me do this before I go any further. I have purpose wear. If you all didn't know, Miss B has purpose wear. It's purpose wear by Miss B. Okay. Purpose wear meaning, y'all know my focus is purpose and getting you in purpose on purpose 100% of the time. Well, I have merchandise. I have mugs and I have thermoses and glasses and, t-shirts and all of those things. And it's always been on my website, but it's now on Shopify and Etsy, but also officially as of August 1st, it will be presented in Walmart on Walmart.com. Okay, so I'm excited about that. Listen, we're going to get this purpose to you. Okay, we're going to get this purpose to you. I mean, I'm so excited about it too. But I will say, You don't have to wait. You can get your purpose gear on the website. Okay. Visit the website. I put the website back on the screen for you all who are watching via video. Get yourself over to the website and get yourself some purpose gear. Okay. Now, I don't know what they going to hike the price up over on Walmart, but I will say where it is, where I'm at is, it is what it is. And it's going to be what it's going to be. Not only will the purpose wear be there, but my book will also be on Walmart.com as well. If you have not gotten the book, get yourself the book as well. Okay. Now, follow me on social media, Instagram at Dr. Bianca Miss B. Lee, Facebook, Dr. Bianca Miss B. Lee, Twitter, Bianca Miss B. Lee. They won't let me put the doctor on there. They some haters. Okay. How many of y'all on Threads? I'm not going to Threads. I ain't got time. Okay. Thank you, Jocelyn. She said, oh, snap. Congratulations. Thank you, honey. Thank you. I've been working hard. I've worked hard. All right. YouTube, Dr. Bianca Miss B. Lee. Go and subscribe, y'all. My numbers, as often as I be on here, these numbers should really be higher with these subscribers, y'all. Quit playing. Okay. Good God. If you want to go into some spiritual teaching and training and stuff like that, because I am a beast in the spirit realm, I'm going to tell y'all right now. All right. Then you want to go and follow me and become a member of our Patreon. It's called Mama B's Kitchen. Thank you, Haya. Thank you. Haya says, congratulations. I am also a founder and director of a nonprofit organization. It's called Beyond the Scenes Community Effort Incorporated, and we do a whole lot of community work throughout Georgia and the country. We're moving into the country. Okay, Haya said driving. Okay, honey, be safe, girl. You don't send me no message. You're driving, okay? All right, but I thank you so very much. Okay, now, yes, going back to the organization, we have the BTS Awards where we do a red carpet event where we shine a light on all of the behind the scenes people who are doing community work, who are really, really, really out there rolling up their sleeve, really doing the deeds for the community, for people who are less fortunate, you know what I'm saying? For children, women, and men in the communities and things like that, really helping them to get a leg up and to change their lives, where we highlight them, for being an unsung hero. Okay. We call them the stars behind the stars. All right. And then we have the sister nonprofit organization, which is called Beyond the Scenes. So that is when we go out there and we actually do the work. We have annual drives, food, clothes, toy drives and things like that. But we also do healing work. We also do, feed the hungry and all of those things. Always, always, always feeding the hungry. I know some of the people who are less fortunate around our headquarters around here. When I tell you, they know me by name because they already know. I got you with all of the coupons that come through here. All right. There are times, this is being really transparent, you all. There are times where I would utilize the resources that I have, and I would go and get sandwiches or whatever for them, and even something to wash it down for them. And then when I haven't even secured something for myself, right? Because I can see me, like if I got some pancake mix, some rice or something in my house, I'm good, right? But some people are in those circumstances and haven't eaten in days. And I can stand to fast. I can stand to drink a smoothie or something, you know what I mean? And call it a day. I'm thickness all day long. But some of them don't have the luxury to do that. They're forced to do that, right? And they have to sleep on the street. That's another thing. I'm big on supporting. All right? Huge on supporting, period. All right? And if you want to help me and if you want to join, then make sure you visit the website. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you visit the website and give and help and things like that too. If you want to support by way of monetary, value or whatever the case, please do so. You can do that. You can do that with me. We actually, and Jocelyn can tell you, because I have a community where, what I just explained that I do it all over the place. With people, places, everywhere. And I'm quite sure there are other people that do that too. But if you want to assist, my information, Cash App and Zelle, is also in my bio on Clubhouse, and it's on the screen. If you want to assist and you want to, pour in, even if it's $1, $5, $10, then you can help greatly get these things taken care of. You can help me greatly. I have never done this before. I've never put my information out on the screens before, but right before coming on here, maybe about 20 minutes before coming on here, I heard to start doing that, because people don't know what they can support until you tell them what you need support in, right? I'm operating this organization all by myself right now. I have a board, my mom, my dad, my sister, my brother, I have a board who handles things when it comes. And I will say this, you all, thank you, Jocelyn. I will say this, you all, what can I share without sharing all things? Let me say this. There's a major project that my organization is working with the state of Georgia to complete, okay? And it is underway. It's been underway since March of this year, okay? This project has been greenlit by, if you were following the voting and all of that stuff, then you have heard of Reverend Raphael Warnock. Well, he and the state of Georgia has approved the forward movement of a project, and they are going to be funding it, and I'm appreciative of that. Okay, so that should be taking place soon. When that starts to happen, then I will let you all know. Okay, but that's going to be major. Why? Because that's the first, according to them, that project is the first to ever get done in the entire state, All right. I'm grateful. I am grateful, because that's the beauty of being a creative and having the same creative ability inside of you that the Almighty has, because you are of God. You are the I am of I am, right? Yes, Jocelyn, thank you. She said, wow, so fantastic. You are the I am of the I am, okay? So if God, say for instance, let's put it in illustration form. If God is an ocean, and your human body is a cup, and you dip that cup inside of the ocean and come up with a cup full of water, what is the water on the inside of the cup? It's still a portion of God. It's still God. It's just in a cup. That's it. Okay. So with us, excuse me, with the same creative ability that God has, you have. So there's no need for us. I said all that to say that there's no need for us to have to duplicate what other people are doing. There's originality all up and through you. And if we just heed and listen, right? If we just listen and surrender our creative capacity to the I am, to infinite intelligence, then the source will be able to say, hey, start this and do it this way. I didn't know that was the first, that this project any project like this has never been done for the whole entire state of Georgia. I'm doing stuff for Atlanta or Columbus, Georgia. Okay. I didn't know that it was never done for the entire state. There you have it. When you do that, and when you surrender to infinite intelligence, you gain insight, understanding, wisdom, all of the things to do original work. And then you'll be guided on how to get it done. Okay? I'm excited. You can also be a part of that project if you want to. Go to the website. The website again is everywhere. Go to the website and you can support. You can become a sponsor donor. You can become a part of any of the work that I do all the time. Again, if you want to send seed and love offerings, please do so. Thank you so very much in advance for those who have or will do it for the work that I do all the time. Okay, I thank you all. Listen, you all, I love you. This journey has been amazing, and it will continue to be amazing through and through. I thank you for your presence. I thank you for your energy. I thank you for your interaction. I thank you for your ears. Okay. I thank you for your spirit, your willingness to hear and to learn and to understand and to, elevate and to grow and to heal, all of those things together. Thank you. I love you. I mean it. There's absolutely positively nothing you can do about it. Don't you even try it. We will see you back here next Sunday, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time at Divine Femininity United. Peace.